A body. Ahead. Outfit looks like our spying friends.
So, it's a uniform.
There's a note in his pouch. New drop. Market Loomgate, it says. But wait. Under his mask, he's scorched. Aurea, this looks like the wound on your wing. Only it's everywhere.
But there's no tangle there.
Could he have been caught in the flood?
Seems likely. Proof we should take that warning seriously.
I think we should look into that drop his no... mentioned.
Especially if it's near a Loomgate.
I often heard that as you entered the perch, the bustle of Denevron would begin to crescendo until it peaked in the market.
These streets running in parallel are known as the Three Sisters. Many weavers hostel here.
Broker's Arch, the market. Wait.
Oh, there's a small panel here. Struck a vein, as my dad used to say.
Wait, I was half listening. You heard? Metaphor. Her dad was a miner.
We've got a tally sheet of some sort. Series of numbers below. And a bunch of garbled text below that. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I may.
dead body and a hidden cache of materials. It sounds like the start of...
All we need is a saber conveniently placed on the...
More seriously, you said you had an idea?
Remember that I used to work the trade lanes?
I do.
The dockers always wanted big loads for the... But certain things, like, say, herb. Over the years, the convoys developed a system where runners would make quick trips and bring small haulers, would pack the cargo...
You think when...
Absolutely, I do. It's the sheet you found. And note how it says, Scout Group 23.
Which means my mysterious observer is...
And an active...
What do we do with this information, then?
At the bottom of the sheet, there's that series of numbers and letters. Those... I did some digging with Lane, and they're referring to coordinates on a map of the L7 is part of the capital. So, I'm inferring that these other...
I'll check them, then.
If nothing else, we could find materials for our own stocks.
Maybe where our Hearthsiders are...
Also, Lane was looking over the orders and wanted to talk to you about the writing.
More drops, and talk to Lane. Should be a drop somewhere around here. Let's see. Supplies. That's good. More orders. Huh.
What's up?
Drops will be assigned to specific teams and tracked individually to deal with recent concerns.
That's boss talk for... We're watching you because someone had their hand in the cookie jar.
leagues from vigilant falls, the patrollers would easily spot incoming attacks.
Far jump, even for you.
Too bad I don't have wings.
Face. Lane, any idea what that pillar is?
I did find a reference to the Trial of Fires, a rite of passage for new Bastions before they could cross over to their new life.
Crossing over, Trial of Fires, on the top. Bryn, what happens if you make it hot? Nice work.
Pretty involved. Still, you'll have no trouble when it's your turn to head back out in the field.
Be sure to scour the bastion.
The Enclave's wardroom. Matters of high security were discussed inside.
Another notice. Drops must be completed and all runners to safety before the next predicted flood.
This confirms they have a way to predict the floods, and some way to stay safe.
Let's stay focused on our runners for now. That's all of them.
3 supply drops. Not a lot of answers.
I believe I can help with that.
You wanted to talk about the
Indeed. It's about the gibberish along the bottom. Notice how
I noticed that. Also, the orders are all written, but
we're looking at a cipher.
you're sure we're dealing with a code and not just doodle?
While possible, why do? But this
Sounds like we have a cipher to break.
any code is easier to break with more. So can work on it like it. Yes, and if the R is the numbers of false increment that just indicates.
Got it?
Yes, I'll translate all that we have, and we can discuss it with
Good stuff, Lane.
and valuable.
Well, Codebreakers, how are we feeling?
Satisfied. We have enjoyed reasonable success.
That's Lane's way of saying they crushed it.
Notes being passed between a brother and sister, quite candid. And in particular with their boss, who they refer to as
The grump.
a Renlund myth, where ill-behaved children would be gathered up in a sack and tossed into the...
Bye.
The Grumple, yes. Renlund fables prominently. The myth has fallen out of favour in recent decades, though. Ren society is less
The grumple.
really.
Moving swiftly on.
Remember that ominous note about tracking individually and...
From the context provided by our hauler, we now know a significant...
But only just. They relied on the runner-hauler teams. There is also a sense that the Enclave was getting increasingly...
The floods.
With supplies running thin, the supply team...
This pair responded with the entirely reasonable, if exhausting...
I've done that job, Lane. Sometimes you just need to prove...
Indeed. They collected a cache of rare items they were planning to turn in when they felt its size and value would erase...
Do we know if they turned it in?
No, but we know what it was.
And that's where I come.
The Tattered Mountain. I've heard so many stories of this tavern. Always rowdy.
everything all right?
Yeah. There's just so much. Oh. And a letter. Encoded like the others.
Can't wait to work it out.
So, the letter.
How did you know?
They were collecting supplies for other survivors. We know someone is out. That and the tear
Is that what that was? Yes, well, there's a lot to cover. We have the cache itself and...
We should at least give you the high-level details on both.
What did the final note say?
Yes, right. One sibling
I thought the runner of the pair was the one we...
So did we. But this last message was a farewell to his sister.
Really?
I know. But apparently their boss had been ordered to stop wasting resources.
And so our hauler left this farewell, hoping his sister might find it, on the off chance she was alive.
He was going to remove all their other messages so their plan wouldn't be found out.
We postulate he was on his way to do that.
When the flood... These people... However many are left...
They might really need our help.
They're still organized and have a command structure.
Let's move on to something else.
Of course.
Talk to me about the supplies.
They did astonishing work.
Indeed, a robust collection, including several enchanted objects we...
They had a keen eye for things that could decay and took...
You two sound giddy.
If there's one thing Lane and I are passionate about, it's preservation of rare objects.
That's enough about the cache.
Sure.
So, where do we go from here?
We're not sure. It is a win. We have restocked a number of very rare supply, including enchanting supplies we don't have any immediate use for, but they'll be...
For study, if nothing else.
I suppose the only other thing to say is, good job, Bryn.
Indeed. We have made progress in unraveling the shape of what the post-surge society... Further, these documents are in fact...
And maybe you put a couple souls to rest.